Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I got a lot to talk about today. First of all, we got a lot to talk about today. First of all, I have a little bit more to discuss with y'all about, obviously, because, you know, when we're right about things over here, we talk about it for a couple of days because that we wanted to talk about it before, but we had no proof of us being right. So when we get some proof of us being right, then we go into a little bit more of a discussion about the thing. I know for the people who want to pretend like they were informed, it almost always sounds like we're repeating the same information. But believe me when I tell you, we're not. I'll have information. Oh, shit, I keep forgetting about the mic. I'm going to repeat a lot of that over. But we're not repeating the same information. Just so we could be clear, I told you about a thing, and I told you that when it, I guess, metastasizes, I don't know, whatever you want to, when it comes into full fruition, then we'll discuss it over here. So that's what we will be discussing. Thank you, Brandon Washington. He was like, yo, give Frost, the mics is over there. It's not close enough to you. Shout out to Brandon Washington. He says, good morning, Frost. BBN salute, fan bam. Shout out to SC. Yo, SC, you know there's this dude that comes in here and pretends to be you. Yeah, they got a fake SC account, by the way. He says, peace, king, hope all is well. And doing quite fine. But if anyone wants to pull up to the Cash App, that's the best way to root me a good day. Whether it's $1, $2, or $100, we will appreciate everything. With that being said, Brandon Washington reminded me to move the mic. Then he said, good job. Now let's get to it. First, before we even start the show, there's a couple of things that I want to show you. We're going to be talking about Eric Adams today, just so we could be clear. And we're going to be talking about the UnitedHealthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. Because yesterday, during our show yesterday, it came across on my feed that the situation had happened. Why is it exactly what I said to y'all is what the news is now saying? Yesterday's video still exists. During yesterday's video is when, during our news feed over here, I got alerted to the night prior to yesterday, the previous night, the CEO of a UnitedHealthcare was unalived. Why is it everything that I was saying off the cuff turns out to be what happened? He was in the city. He had a meeting with someone. He had also sold all of his stock in said company. We'll get to that a little bit later. But once again, Jack Frost told y'all a thing, and it seems like the thing that Jack Frost said is coming into full fruition. But today's, primarily, there's two things that we want to talk about. The first thing is Eric Adams and him being MAGA. And the second thing is all of the lies that the Democrats say. I'm going to make it a point for now into the foreseeable future to every day try to have at least a couple of sound bites of Democrats lying on news platforms. Because one of the main things that we discuss over here is how there are a lot of good people out here in the world that believe the lies that the Democrats say. And so therefore, since they believe the lies that the Democrats say, they go out there into the universe and they're talking to people like me and you who might not believe the lies. Some of you might believe the lies, but, you know, they're talking to people who don't believe the lies. And then, you know, they're upset, obviously, because they believe these things to be true and they're not. So let me show you something real quick. And then we're going to talk about the mayor. I just want to just show you something. This is Joy Reid. Check this out.
The presidential pardon was originally meant to grant the president the power to temper justice with mercy. It was not enshrined in our Constitution so that a dishonorable man could reward his criminal allies, friends, and family for their corrupt practices. I don't have a problem with Biden pardoning his son. He should have pardoned him. The crazies are coming, right? But to me, it's like, pardon more.
Fam, these people could not be trusted. I'm going to let you hear that again. And for the people who don't get what's happening, I'll explain. Allegedly, because Donald Trump had not actually done the thing, there were some people that he had pardoned. Some of the people that he had pardoned, he knew. And he probably had favorable positions for. Which would lead to believe, if you know someone and you believe that they have been wrongly accused of a thing and wrongly prosecuted or whatever the case is, wouldn't you pardon them? Him knowing the people that he pardoned is not the same like him having a relationship with them, like a parent, a guardian, or relative. So let me just let you see what Joy Reid said when Trump pardoned some people who quite frankly probably needed to be pardoned. In contrast, when Biden pardoned his own son.
The presidential pardon was originally meant to grant the president the power to temper justice with mercy. It was not enshrined in our Constitution so that a dishonorable man could reward his criminal allies, friends, and family for their corrupt practices. I don't have a problem with Biden pardoning his son. He should have pardoned him. The crazies are coming, right? But to me, it's like, pardon more.
So the point I'm trying to make to all of you Democratic voters is that the people that you're getting your information from, you cannot trust. You can't trust them. I'm going off of the inference. I'm going off of the supposed, the idea that most Democratic voters want to do the right thing. I 100% get it. A majority of people who vote Democrat and or Republican are not concerned with the right thing. They're just concerned with their personal beliefs. I think that there are a lot of people who voted Democrat that they are actually concerned with doing the right thing. They've just been under deep hypnosis by our mainstream media. And that's why I keep trying to explain to the rational people, don't stop being friends or having a relationships with your relatives that voted for Trump. Because 90% of the shit that you think is true in regards to this situation are lies, or they're just they're misappropriated information. They take information as true and they give it the wrong definition or they put the wrong intentions behind it. You understand? So you think that a person is doing something out of malice when in reality they're doing something out of an intelligent response to whatever the hell they're confronted with. That's one of the things that Satan likes to do, by the way. One of the things that Satan loves to do in order to trick good people is by convincing you that somebody's deed has to do with negative, bad intentions rather than them just trying to do the right thing. I'll give you a good example. When I moved to Coney, this is a personal example. Those are the best examples that a person can actually give, something that they lived through. People love to say when you give a personal example, you're making it about. No, you're not. I'm giving you an example of something that I can most accurately describe, and it just happens to be something that's personal. So when I moved to Coney Island, one of the main things that I wanted to do was to get the basketball stuff going on. So I go to the park and I'm trying to get people hyped up about, let's get on Instagram, let's get on YouTube playing basketball. There's a ton of other people doing it. Why are we not doing it in our community? So in any regard, so some of the people decided to encourage the people here that would have only benefited to hate me. So therefore, I wasn't able to do a good deed Because they went and told people that I'm gay and I'm a pervert and I'm trying to take pictures of men apparently so I could come home and whack off or some stupid shit. I don't have the slightest idea entirely what they were saying, but it has something to do with that. So they misappropriated my intentions. So what did I do? I started working with the Coney Island Sharks. So now I'm spending my time putting basketball on our platform rather than, putting football on our platform rather than putting basketball on our platform, all because some people misappropriated my intentions and made some individuals that if they would have just known the truth, they would have this is something they would have wanted to do. That's all the Democrats do. The Democrats take a situation and then they say that their opposition is doing something that they're not doing. And for whatever the reason is, no matter how many times they make this lie, the Democratic voters believe them. So why am I saying all of this? Y'all know y'all hate Eric Adams because the Democratic press, mainstream media, and the activists told y'all to. Y'all don't hate Eric Adams because he did anything wrong. They sent the activists after him. There's an activist in the Bronx that I constantly tell y'all about, or I speak about him sometimes. He's from my old neighborhood. I literally think I know him personally or knew him at some point. He's from my old neighborhood. I lived there like 20 years. His name is Hawk Newsom. So I seen him one day, right? And we were at Hostos University. And there was a thing that was going on down there. There was two things going on down there. So I seen him. I just looked at him. Didn't say anything to him. And he was going in there when it was going in there to the mayor, meeting with the mayor. Everybody isn't allowed in here. You needed to have an invite in order to get in. Now I want to explain to y'all what they was doing to the mayor. Okay, so everybody know what controlled opposition is. That's when they go get somebody to come and get in your way. And depending on what you're doing, it could be beneficial. Controlled opposition for me is not beneficial. It can't be because of what I do and the way that I do it. I'm not doing anything that needs opposition. Not everything needs opposition. I'm doing something that if you are opposing what I'm doing, I'm literally just trying to do God's will. I'm literally gravitating to the things that God wants us to do that fits who I am as a person. So literally, when you're getting in my way, you're literally trying to prevent me from doing what I believe God wants me to do. So being controlled opposition against me is literally just hating God. So I can never want that type of energy. I'm always going to be against that type of energy. Because I don't want you to go to hell. I don't want you to go against God. I don't want you to do things that I know is just you preventing me from doing things that I believe God has sent me to do. So I don't agree with controlled opposition. So what Hawk Newsom does is, Hawk Newsom consistently goes after the mayor. And often for reasons that I don't even believe he should. What up, Rugi? Often for reasons that personally I don't believe he should. So they've been attacking Mayor Adams forever. And one of the main reasons why they are attacking Eric Adams, and you could go look at Hawk Newsom's page. He's been going after Eric Adams forever. Let's just be clear. But if you go look at Hawk Newsom's page, he was going after Eric Adams even more right after Eric Adams tried to go pull up on the mayor. Pull up on the president, and they fucking started putting all of those cases on him. Now, Hawk Newsom and all those other activists in New York City start talking even more about how the cops is doing wrong. For everybody that don't know, our mayor is an ex-police officer, and he was also the head of the 100 black men in police and law enforcement or some shit like that. He was also the head of that union. So, just so we could be clear, he's a cop at heart. With the exception of anything else, Mayor Adams is a cop at heart. You think he wants all of these illegals doing banana shit in our community? You don't know how badly he wants to stop it, but he can't, because every time he tries to put an end to it, the Democrats go after him with lawfare. Let me show you something real quick. Trump
the presidential pardon was originally meant to grant the president.
This Joy Reid BS over here. Trump gets elected, and then this is Mayor Adams' response to Trump now being elected. And this is why I say all of you individuals that just keep saying down with Trump, down with Trump, y'all hate America, fam.
Mayor Eric Adams is putting his foot down on undocumented migrants who are violent.
Those who are here committing crimes, robberies, shooting at police officers, raping innocent people, have been a harm to our country.
Adams stated on Tuesday he plans on meeting with President-elect Donald Trump's new border czar, Tom Homan.
And I would love to sit down with the border czar and hear his thoughts on how we're going to address those who are harming our citizens.
Homan is a family separation czar. He said that entire immigrant families could be deported.
Immigrant-led organizations such as Make the Road New York say that this would only put immigrant New Yorkers against each other, adding that Adams is looking out for his own interests as he faces criminal charges.
It's disappointing now to continue to see the mayor not stand up to that and instead trying to cozy up to an administration for a possible pardon.
But professor and political analyst J.C. Polanco says this is a breath of fresh air for New Yorkers.
The sad part of it is that the crimes that are being committed are often against the migrant community itself. So the notion that we're going to somehow now work with the new administration, with the new border czar, on getting rid of the criminal element in the migrant community is outrageous.
Adams did make it clear that those undocumented immigrants who are working hard and not committing crimes should be given a chance at the, quote, American dream.
Those people should not be rounded up in the middle of the night.
We have sanctuary city laws here in New York that are designed to protect the undocumented community from the capricious deportation. We've taken that idea and now have blanket protections, even for those criminals that are here that happen to be part of the migrants that came here in New York City.
Tovar, on the other hand, is concerned history will repeat itself.
We saw the family separation. We heard the children crying at the detention center. We know that a Trump administration is not going to distinguish between immigrants.
And as of last week, about 56,000 asylum seekers remain under the care of the city.
I got one more thing that I want to show you, and then I got something to say.
You will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals.
Mayor.
Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion debt.
Let me restart that.
You will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you,
keep your,
hold on.
What's up, Rashad? So I want to be clear. I need for people to understand this. Y'all Democratic voters, y'all are the minority. I don't even think, okay, so let's just hypothetically. Let's say hypothetically they were cheating during the election. Let's say hypothetically Harris and the Harris supporters were cheating and adding votes all over the place. Allegedly. Let's also allegedly say that they were subtracting Trump votes all over the place. Allegedly. Right? So take into consideration that there's a good chance that a larger part of America actually voted for Trump than we even know. And Trump won by a landslide. Just let that marinate in y'all brains for a second. There's a good chance that a larger percentage of Americans voted for Trump than we even know, because they're already doing all of these weird mail-in ballots. We got all of these ballots from random different states that the judges are saying are invalid for multiple different reasons. Now imagine all of the votes that was able to get through. What up, Iris? Good morning. Hey, shout out to Iris. Whenever she say hi, she usually buys me coffee. She's one of the few people over here that whenever I see her, she actually pulls up to the Cash App. That's not me offering anything, by the way. That's just me saying I really do appreciate you. And there's this really cute girl that used to live around here called Iris. I tried hollering at her more than once. I don't know how it was shaking out. And nowadays, if you a man and you try to holler at a girl more than once, they say you like trying to do something to them. So generally speaking, I only try once. I might try twice. I tried twice with her. If I really like you, I might try twice. But I generally only try once. I'm just saying. Because you try more than one time, then they gonna say you stalking them, you a creep, all this other weirdo shit. So the only people they like trying them more than once is them street niggas. So I'm not one of them niggas running around trying to sell drugs and trying to scam or nothing like that. So I only can holler one time. I'm not one of them niggas trying to scam nobody. I'm not trying to sell drugs. I'm not trying to be a rapper. I'm not trying, I don't know. What any one of them things that like them shit, I'm not trying to do none of that. So I only can holler once. And then if it don't work, then just fuck it. It's just that's it. I tried twice with her though. She was really cute and I liked her. Yeah, she was really cute. And I think she had a good heart too. She did something really kind when she didn't have to. So I was like, huh. I think I started liking her after that. I always thought she was cute, but then after she did that, that's when I think I started liking her. Yeah, that's when I think I started liking her. You know what I'm saying? But I always thought she was cute, like really cute too. Like she's really cute. But I wasn't like attracted to her till after that happened. I was like, huh. Interesting. Now, some of us is after people with a good heart. That's all I can say. It is what it is. Oh, with that being said, let me get back to the show. I'm talking randoms. So I want to be clear about this. The American people do not want these illegals here. Y'all are crazy. All of you people that think we're fighting for the illegals because they immigrants just like, no, nigga. We don't want them here. The majority of Americans do not want these people that are not even Americans absorbing all of our resources. The only idiots that want that is idiots. Who in the hell feeds the neighbor's kids before you feed your own? I know people who do that. None of them are good people. They want people to think that they're good people. That's why they'll let their kids starve. But they'll feed the neighbor's kids. I'm telling you, I know people like that. In any regard. So I say all that to say this. Who told y'all Eric Adams wanted these illegals out of here? Remember? Who told y'all that? When everybody was talking shit about Eric Adams and trying to say Eric Adams was pro-illegals, who was telling y'all Eric Adams didn't want the illegals here? There was only one fucking person, and that's me. Part of my language. Shout out to God. Glory be to God. Jesus is king. Shout out to the Most High. Everything is due to him. So whenever I'm thinking something, or whenever I come up with something, or whenever I tell y'all something, all glory to God. Just so we could be clear. But there's only one platform y'all heard that on. Because there was only one platform that was saying that. After I was talking about it for about 2 or 3 months, some other people that I know watched the platform started also saying it. But no one else was saying it before us. 1 second. Let me get that light out my face. I'm using this shit today. So Eric Adams, I'm going to explain the situation one more time, and I got a couple more slides to show y'all. Do you remember when Eric Adams said he was going down to D.C. He made a big deal about it because he was talking about it for like a week. That he was going down to D.C. to go meet the president because the government was supposed to send them funds for the freaking migrants and they had not sent them anything. So he was going down to meet the freaking president. And then on the morning, he was supposed to go jump on the plane. They raided his home and they raided the home of his campaign manager. And he didn't go to D.C. And then all of a sudden, that case came up out of nowhere when they said that he was trying to get some chick to give him a head or something. He might have, I don't know if it happened or didn't happen. I'm just saying they brought it up at a quite peculiar time. You know, they often don't allow for you to get a position unless they have something over your head to hold this collateral so they can control you, right? That's why a lot of YouTube content creators and rappers don't make it. Because they'll put us in a position for us to do something unscrupulous. So now they can have something over our heads, but we don't do it. So therefore they can't give us any power because they can't control us. So therefore they do attack us. Therefore they do try to destroy our platforms. And that's why you'll see people have millions of subscribers and then all of a sudden their page go dead. And y'all wonder what happened. You wonder why people on Instagram be having their pages snatched all the time. Why do you keep seeing people say, yo, they took my page? Now, I'm not blaming Instagram. I'm not blaming any of these social media platforms. I'm literally blaming the government. Because in many of those instances, that's who's behind it. And if you think that I'm wrong, and if you think that I'm lying, and if you think that I'm making shit up, then why are they currently saying that? And why are they freaking people that used to work for Meta coming out saying that that's a thing that happened? We're not talking about YouTube. YouTube is a platform that we're on right now. I love YouTube. I love working here. I'm very happy that it exists. There are things that I would like to change, but hell, there's things that all of us would like to change about everything. Right? Let's just be honest. So I say all that to say this. All of you people that was out here trying to tear Eric Adams down, why y'all working for the Democratic Party? All you people out here that was trying to tear Eric Adams down, why don't y'all want the government funds to come to actual Americans? That's all I want to know. Why are you working for the enemy? I think I got another clip of the Democrats just lying. I'm trying to get as many of these clips as possible.
People are saying, well, this was a kitchen table issue. This was about the cost of eggs. Donald Trump never talked about the cost of eggs.
Grocery prices have skyrocketed. Cereals are up 26%. Bread is up 24%. Butter is up 37%. Baby formula is up 30%. Flour is up 38%. And eggs are up 46%. And many items are up at much higher rates than that.
The Democrats, shout out to him. I fucks with his page. I think he's called like the angry man or something like that. Anyway, why the Democrats just always lying? They just lie. But more importantly, what do you think about the individuals? It's one thing to be lied to, right? And then you believe it. We've all believed lies. But if you come to me, and I'm not talking about nitpicking. Anybody could nitpick anything. But if you come to me and show me how the Democrats are lying consistently, then who the hell am I to keep believing them? Who am I? So you're going to keep believing the people who's lying because they just keep saying a lie? I need somebody to explain to me how that makes sense. How are you on that side of the conversation? So you're going to believe the lie because you heard the lie over and over again, not because it can be verified. They said that, just so we could be clear, Homegirl said
Most people are saying, well, this was a kitchen
Trump
table
never
issue.
talked
This was
about the price of
cost
eggs.
Donald Trump never talked about the cost of eggs.
What are you talking
Grocery
about?
prices have
This is proof of him
skyrocketed.
right here talking about
Cereals
the
are up
price of eggs.
26%.
Why do the
Bread is
Democrats
up
lie about
24%. Butter is
everything?
up 37%.
There's only one reason
Baby
to lie
formula
about
is up
everything.
30%. Flour is up
That's because
38%.
all
And
of the
eggs are up
truths
46%.
make you look bad.
And many items are up at much higher
If you tell the
rates
truth,
than
you're
that.
gonna look bad. That's the only reason to lie about everything. Do y'all remember? I want to show you something else. Do y'all remember when people was like, I don't care, Biden is almost dead, I'm still voting for him? You some unpatriotic. How could you hate your country? We live in America. America is not perfect. There are a ton of things that I personally would love to change about America. But I cannot name another nation I would prefer to live in. Probably Poland. But then I'm black, so that wouldn't fit. But if I was Caucasian, probably Poland. Go look up Poland so you can understand why I'm saying that. Like, they don't got, like, I think in Poland there's like no wars. They stay out of everything. They don't get involved in nothing. They don't have no migrants. They won't take illegals. Like, it's like, wow though. Like, they just take care of their people first. They're not looking out to other countries trying to figure out how we're going to take care of everybody else and then take care of our people last. Somebody said something dope the other day when they was talking about politics, and they said that the real issue isn't taxes. The real issue is that the government doesn't use the tax money on the people. Because if the government actually used their tax money on us as people, it will offset the taxes. Just imagine if the government actually used their money, our tax money, on, feeding the homeless. That would trickle down to feeding other people, right? Let's say our government actually used our tax money on housing the homeless. That would trickle down. I mean, I would assume because of this, rent prices probably would stop going up, or they would be more affordable. Like, a lot of things would happen if the government started putting money into certain areas rather than sending money outside of the country. Imagine if the government just decided that we got 51 states, right? How many billions of dollars did they send to another country? Imagine if they just decided to just send $1 billion to each state in order for the state to be able to work through whatever local problems they might have. They sending it to other countries? They have the money. They could have sent $1 billion to each state. They could have sent $2 billion to each state. I mean, you can't do that because the money is going to get stolen, especially by the Democrats, if you are to believe anything that's being said. The money would get stolen if you believe what they're doing, but why not that? Shout out to Rashad. He says, I thank God I'm at the point in my life where finances is no longer a burden to me and my family and mine able to afford a great life. Rent or debt free? I don't know. Oh, you're debt free. You're rent and debt free? So I'm guessing he owns his own home. Salute to that. But yeah. Some debt is good, just so we could be clear. But you don't have the bad debt. So that's where the win is at. So no, I'm here for you. Salute. So I just want to be clear on this. They could have sent $2 billion to each individual state. Now just imagine what that would have did for each individual state. $2 billion. You know how many problems could have been solved if they would have even used 3/4 of that money towards the people? They could have stole 1/4. And you know how much good still would have been done? I don't think people really understand what I'm trying to say, because people are so busy geared towards, we got to hate Trump. We got to love Biden. Check this out. This is what Biden is doing when he's going and he's meeting foreign dignitaries.
Digital transformation, trade and logistics along the corridor. Tanzania is already undertaking internal consultations aiming at aligning this project with national priorities and other bilateral and regional commitments. In closing,
this is why he's been on vacation.
Allow me to reiterate.
This is why he's constantly on
Tanzania's
vacation.
commitment to regional integration
how can
and
he go
shared
meet with foreign
prosperity.
dignitaries?
We note the progress made on the development of the Lobito corridor and commend the visionary leadership that has brought this initiative to life. And it is through such partnerships and innovations that Africa's Agenda 2063 will be realized. I thank you.
And this is why no Democrat can talk to me about Trump. Your guy falls asleep in meetings, fam. And y'all think that's okay. Your guy's falling asleep in meetings. What do you think is happening when we're in a meeting with somebody who has nukes? And he can't even keep his eyes open. It's in the middle of the day. Y'all thought that joke was funny when Trump said you have to go wake Biden up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Y'all thought that was a joke, pardon me. No, that's real shit. You gotta wake this dude up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He's asleep. And this is the people that the Democrats wanted to vote in the office. Rugi Hauser said the only day when he pardoned his son was the first time I ever saw the first lady, his wife. Really? I've seen, you know what? They don't talk about her enough anymore. And just so we could be clear, I get it. The president is whatever, but the first lady has historically been known to lend her voice to things. And I think she has been lending her voice to shit. It's just shit that we don't care about. She's been lending her voice to like the LGBTQ community. Stuff like that. So she's been out there. You know, I'm probably the only reason why I've seen her as much as I have, obviously, because of what I do. It's my job to go look for the content. But she's been out there. She's just been out there for the LGBTQ community movement. She hasn't even been out there that much for the abortion movement, although she has. But it's the LGBT community movement that she's been out there the most for. But I think the reason why you haven't been seeing her, especially during this election season, is because I think some of the stuff that she had been coming out and like fake talking about, Kamala Harris started doing. Because they have nothing for Kamala to do. So I think they started having her do that. And if you go listen to Kamala's speeches, or when she goes on programs and she gets interviewed, she basically says stuff that historically the first lady would say, because the first lady can't really answer anything. You understand what I'm saying? The first lady could realistically only tell you about, you know, the emotional standpoint of objectives that they're trying to meet, or what the president is trying to do, or, you know, how they would like for their administration, stuff like that. All the same stuff that freaking Kamala Harris does. So there was just no place for her. And that might be another reason why Biden and their crime family, alleged crime family, is pissed off with Kamala Harris, because she absorbed the space that's generally was for the the first lady, and at the same time she couldn't do her own job. If she just did her own job, she wouldn't have to absorb that space. Remember, all the first lady do is go around and give speeches and shit like that, right? What does Kamala Harris do? She doesn't do any real interviews. She doesn't have any town halls where she can where people could ask her questions. She doesn't do any of the things that actual politicians do. Just saying. That's why every time I hear like Democrats still like talking about she should have been president, and I'm like, why? So you hate Trump so much that you don't care if the whole world go to shit? You got every other country telling y'all, man, if Trump don't win, we are screwed. You got countries all over the world. All they're talking about is how Trump got to win, and if Trump don't win, we're screwed. Everybody is screwed. They're throwing their hands up on their heads like this. Trump gotta win. You have people who live in communist society telling y'all the Democrats are communists. You got actual people who are communists saying how much they love what the Democrats are doing. And y'all people still voted for her. And just so we could be clear, black men, y'all voted for her at a higher rate than y'all voted for any Democrat in the past 30, 40 years, maybe 50, 60 years. And they still blamed y'all for her losing. Still, when you turn on these news programs, they blaming black men. Y'all voted for her at a higher rate than black men has voted for any presidential candidate in probably the last 50 damn years. Since the 60s. Probably ever. The percentage of black men that voted for her were overwhelming. As such, the percentage of black women that voted for her was overwhelming. And they still lost by a landslide. That's why they're talking about AOC being the candidate for 2028. They know that she's an idiot and she's not going to beat anybody. But they want to see could a Latina or Latino take the position as president in the Democratic Party. That's all. When 2027 come around into 2026, you're going to see a candidate pop up or somebody, they're going to be trying to push somebody out there that's going to 9 times out of 10 be Latino. And if they can find a woman, a Latina, they're going to use her. I promise you. Black people, y'all not getting nothing else. Y'all didn't get nothing from the government in the first place. But they're going to stop pandering to us. They already don't give us shit. I have no idea why y'all vote Democrat. They're going to stop pandering to us. So in the community where I live in Coney Island, we have a dude that was historically a Democrat, right? His name is Ari Kagan. Shout out to Ari Kagan. I'm going to show y'all him. I follow local politics too. I know the dude. He's not half bad. Where the fuck is my cursor? Ari Kagan. Right? This guy. I'll show you him in a minute. I'm just going to show you a picture of the guy. Boom. My fault. I clicked every screen. I was having a problem over here with my cursor. So his name is Ari Kagan. This guy, right? Pretty cool dude. He's probably, I think he's Russian or something. I don't know. But he's a pretty cool dude. So he used to be a Democrat. He switched over from Democrat to Republican because some white dude from a different district basically got kicked out of his district because his people, you know, after voting him into office, they just didn't really, I guess, you know, he didn't do the job that they wanted him to do, so he didn't get reelected. So he came over to our district to get elected, right? So Ari Kagan used to be a Democrat, and he switched over to Republican. I'm not 100% sure why he switched over to Republican. I really got to interview this guy. I've seen him quite a few times. He's pretty cool. He'll give me an interview. All I got to do is ask. So he switched over to Republican. So during when he's busy out there trying to campaign, there's people saying they're not going to vote for him just because he's a Republican. No other reason. Do you know that this dude still be in our community doing stuff? You know this dude still comes to our community, the black community out here, and gives out. These people don't even be knowing where they be getting some of their food from. It be from this guy. I'm telling you, because I be out there giving a hand and helping out. It be this guy. He works very closely with Coach, and Coach Knight do a lot in the community. I'm so pissed off that our community don't do more for Coach Knight and the Coney Island Sharks, because like, even if you can't give funds, can't donate nothing, you can't give anything out or nothing like that, that's fine. But why can't we show up to some of the events that they got going on? Like, Coach do a lot out here in Coney Island, a lot. I just wish he got more community support. Not that the community don't support him, they all know who he is, they love him, don't get me confused, but they don't come out and show up, you know what I'm saying, like physically show up. That's the support I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about finances at this point. In any regard, so Coach do a lot in the community, and some of the things that he do regards the Ari Kagan guy. So he didn't get reelected because he was a Democrat, no other reason. He's still in the community doing shit. I just watched this last Thanksgiving week where they gave out multiple days. They were giving out turkeys to people. Multiple different days. Giving out food. Shout out to Coach Knight. Shout out to Ari Kagan. Shout out to everybody that was behind all of that. He does more than that also, just so we could be clear. So the Democrats elected a guy that don't even come to our community no more. I've not seen that guy since he got elected. Not once. But I've seen Ari Kagan a shitload of times. No press with him or nothing. Just going to different events in the community and just making sure that shit is happening. Lending his name to the black people in our community, but they couldn't vote for him. They voted for some dude that's putting all the resources in the white community. So that's what we do. The dude that they elected, he's sending all the resources to the other communities, not the black community. Ari Kagan is still working in the black community. Don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm just not going to lie. We just don't vote for the thing that helps us. We vote for what the Democrats tell us to do. So that's why it's called a Democratic plantation. And that's just bananas. Not for nothing. I think it's bananas. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to Team Moto. So why can't Rashad be a Long Beach Crip? Shout out to Rashad and shout out to the Long Beach Crips. Shout out to LBC. I have no idea if he is a Long Beach Crip, by the way, but, you know, what the hell? I'm not going to judge him. What the hell? I got a lot of family members that's Crips. I got a lot of family members that's Bloods. The fuck? Some of them are really good people. Shout out to Team Moto Productions. Says peace, health, everybody. For it's been a minute since I caught a live. Yo, you doing some stuff. I'm gonna repost for you today. I haven't been posting on Instagram. We about to get back to it. I'm gonna repost for you today. Send me some stuff. You're out here working. For everybody that don't know, Team Moto, he is a promoter, and he promotes a lot of dope ass events. His last event that he promoted that I was supposed to make it to, I didn't. I gotta be more social. Like, I really got to be more social. I don't really be wanting to be social because I don't be wanting to argue with niggas. And people that seem like they always trying to figure out a way to argue with me. Not Team Moto, obviously. They always trying to figure out a way to argue with me. So I just don't be wanting to talk to people. I'm just being honest with you. Healthcare CEO. We have not spoken on him yet. Where are we at? Because I'm all over the place, even though I am centralized on the thing that I would like to discuss. But I am all over the place. Y'all ready to talk about the healthcare CEO, or y'all want to stay on this? Put it in the chat. Let me get a couple of answers from people. And yes, I know I got to kick Seal Hater at some point. But I don't want to kick him until he does the thing to deserve being kicked. It is what it is, man. Is what it is. But that's crazy. The dude Ari Kagan does so much for the community. He does so much for the community. Like, he does a lot for the minorities in our communities, the black and the Hispanics. He does a lot for his people too. I'm guessing he's Eastern European. He does a lot for his people too. The fact that they voted him out, I still can't understand that shit. That was the backdoor play of the century. Yo, did you hear what I said? Okay, we're gonna talk about that. I need 1 second. Be right back.
Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
All right, so first thing I want to do is show y'all a clip. I'm going to show y'all a clip, but I want to just prime y'all real quick for the CEO conversation. So I want to say something. I want to be clear about this. Why is it everything that I told y'all in the other live, it's basically what the news is now reporting? That's mainstream media. Almost basically everything that I said. And I just, during the show yesterday, for everybody that don't know, during the show yesterday, it just came up on my feed, and I was like, yo, this thing happened. I said, yo, this thing happened. And then I was like, he was probably in town because he was snitching on somebody. Remember? I was like, he was probably in town because he's snitching on somebody. Remember I told you that? Let's read this article real quick. UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson was facing DOJ probe for insider trading. So you're trying to tell me that I just seen an article of a thing happening and then, you know, shout out to the Most High, glory be to God, Jesus is King. The words came out of my mouth of what actually happened. Immediately, with no thought, go look at the live yesterday. With no thought, I immediately said, what happened? Just by me having just only the information that the dude was the CEO of a healthcare and somebody walked up on him and shot him. Now let's read the article. There's a lot of stuff that happened. A lot of stuff that's going on. Hold on. It says, United, do we want to see the clip? Let's look at the clip first, right? Let's do this.
Morning. Good morning, everyone. In Midtown Manhattan early this morning, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was shot and killed. Everyone. In Midtown Manhattan early this morning, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was shot and killed in what appears, at this early stage of our investigation, to be a brazen, targeted attack. This does not appear to be a random act of violence. The victim was in New York City to speak at an investor conference. It appears the suspect was lying in wait for several minutes. And as the victim was walking to the conference hotel, the suspect approached from behind and fired several rounds. striking the victim at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target. The suspect fled, first on foot, then on an e-bike, and was last seen in Central Park on Center Drive early this morning. The victim was removed to Roosevelt Hospital, where he was pronounced. I want to be clear. At this time, every indication is that this was a premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack. Millions of people will be enjoying the tree lighting tonight, among other holiday events, and the NYPD will be out there with them, keeping them safe.
So let's read this article real quick. You heard what the lady had to say. UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson was one of the several senior executives
Good morning, everyone.
under investigation.
In Midtown Manhattan.
At a company under investigation by the Department of Justice when he was gunned down outside a Manhattan hotel on Wednesday. Also, just so I could be clear, did I already tell you that he sold all of his stock? He sold, oh, this is what it's saying right there. Thompson, who was killed in what police called a targeted Appreciate you, Rashad. Also, if anybody is appreciating the show this morning, they could always pull up to the Cash App and drop a couple of bucks. $1 or $2 wouldn't hurt. I mean, I don't know if it would hurt. It probably would hurt some people. But, you know, if it doesn't hurt and you are enjoying the content today, you could always pull up to our Cash App, drop a couple of bucks in there, and show your support for the platform. If you would like to do the saloon this morning, drop it now. I'm going to do all saloon calls if we get any. At about 11:45 or right after I finish this segment, we'll do all the saloon calls if we get any. Let's get back to what we're doing. So I want to be clear. Thompson, who was killed in we're reading the article. Thompson, who was killed in what police called a targeted shooting outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown, exercised stock options and sold shares worth $15.1 million on February 16th, less than 2 weeks before news of the federal antitrust probe went public, according to Crane's New York Business Report from April. So 9 times out of 10, he knew that there was going to be something going on with his company. He knew that somebody was going to come after him 9 times out of 10, so he sold the stock. So somebody put into the chat, insider trading. Absolutely, that's what it sounds like it was. Basically, insider trading is when you know that information is going to happen and then you trade based on the information that you know about that you're not supposed to know about, that you get from somebody on the inside. With that being said, the stock price dropped sharply after the revelation that the DOJ was investigating whether the company has made acquisitions that consolidated its market position in violation with antitrust laws. A source familiar with the probe told the outlet. So basically, 9 times out of 10, he was contacted, or he contacted them, probably was going to work with the DOJ, and because he was going to work with the DOJ, he already knew what was going to happen, so he knew that the stock prices was going to fall, so therefore he sold them. So that's that, but that's not what we're here for. The face of the suspect has been revealed. So this is what they call revealing the suspect. The wild part is that guy obviously looks Caucasian. He looks pink, not an insult. I'm saying he looks Caucasian. That doesn't look like he's tanning. It doesn't look like when he gets in the sun, he can tan. That's the point that I'm making. He doesn't look like a tanner. Full House. He doesn't look like a tanner in any regard. This is where they're saying the situation happened. At 6:48 a.m., the shooter rides the bike into Central Drive. The shooter runs to an alleyway between 45th and 55th. Or pardon me, first, there's number one thing. At about 6:44, the victim is walking alone towards the New York Hilton Midtown after his hotel across the street. I don't know what that is. They got that covered. The shooter, who was lying in wait alongside the building, fires at him. Shooter then runs to the alleyway between 45th and 55th. Once at West 55th Street, the shooter continues to walk on 6th Avenue where he gets into an e-bike. So this is West. So this is the Trump building. And this building right here is, I don't know if y'all can see my cursor. Could y'all see my cursor? You can't see my cursor. But the building over here where it says 5, that building under there, if that's where they just said that is West 55th, and that's West 60 over here, and that's basically the Trump building. And over here, between 4 and 5, well, I'm telling you the area, but basically this is in the area where people shoot people at. He probably 100% thought he was safe. That is not an area where that type of violence happens at. That's the point I'm trying to make. Then he drives the scooter into Central Drive, and then he's out. His last seen Central Park officials. Thompson's stock options reportedly had several years until expiration, and the sale of shares was his first since assuming the helm. So he never even sold. That was his first time selling shares, and he sold absolutely all of them. So, yeah, he knew what was going on. He knew that company was about to get hit, and 9 times out of 10, he was helping the authorities. Thompson 50, along with United Health Group Chairman Stephen Helmsley, Chief People Officer Erin McSweeney, and Chief Accounting Officer Tom Roos, sold a combined 101.5 million in shares, with Helmsley personally netting just shy of 85 million, according to the report. Sheesh. Targeted shooting. Now, this is what I have to say. I don't hold me to this. But the healthcare and the food industry are shaking in their boots. Because if that RFK get that position, our food is going to change. Once our food changes, we're going to be healthier. I used to have a conversation with somebody about a thing. And what I was constantly trying to explain to them is they can't eat the same things I eat, because I'm more active to them. Like, they was a little bit bigger than me. And I'm just more active, and they live more of a sedimentary lifestyle. So them eating the same things that I eat is not the same, because they'll say, yo, you eat this much and you don't gain weight. But I'm like, but I'm working out at least an hour a day. And like 3 days out the week, I'm playing basketball for 4 to 5 hours. You know how many calories I'm burning? And then on top of that, the job that I had at that time was moving and storage. So when I'm working out. When I'm working out, I'm working out. And when I'm playing, I'm working out. There's no way that you can eat what I eat and not, and you live a sedimentary lifestyle and you don't, maintain or gain weight. You go to work, your job isn't necessarily that strenuous. It's a strenuous job. I'm not trying to take nothing away from her. It's not necessarily that strenuous. Then you come home and you sit around most of the day because you might be tired or whatever the case might be, but you are sitting around. You're not burning any calories. But every time you eat, you're taking in 2,000 calories here, 3,000 calories there. But you're not burning any. So it's not that I can eat anything. It's that my lifestyle affords me the ability that I need to eat a lot because I'm burning a shitload of calories. Shout out to, glory be to God. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. So I want to say something. And this is something that I'm very blessed and pleased about. I don't even need to eat that much to gain weight because my body is always starving for calories. So when I'm not eating, I get skinny. When I'm only eating like 2 meals a day, I get skinny. And it don't matter how large the meals are, because the way my metabolism burns, I need to eat small meals through the course of the day, or at least medium meals through the course of the day, 4 or 5 times. My metabolism burns at a it burns at a high rate. I'll give you a good example. You know, one of the reasons why these animals be so quick, you ever see them animals, they look like they're jittery? These animals are not always jittery. They just have a high metabolism. So therefore, the best way I could explain it is sometimes I got to remember to take a deep breath before I do something, because just naturally I'm doing it with a lot of aggression, or just naturally I'm doing it expending a lot of energy. So sometimes I got to actively think, take a deep breath, so when I do something, it don't look like I'm jittery. Because I have a very fast metabolism. And I'm fortunate because I still have a fast metabolism and I'm old. At this rate, at this age, you know, at this age, people's metabolism starts slowing down drastically. No, I'm fortunate. I can eat and not get a stomach. It's going to go everywhere else. Legs, arms, chest, back. It's going to go everywhere else before it go to my stomach. Fortunate. Let's stay on content because y'all know I'll get off in a matter of seconds. I want to show y'all something else, but that's Bitcoin. We're not talking about Bitcoin. Hold on. We're not talking about that yet either. I want to pull something up real quick, and then we're going to move on to something else. So dude had been receiving death threats prior to this happened, just so we could be clear. So this was 100% a hit. 100%. Why the baby got the hands in grandma's eye. Baby like, grandma, give me them glasses. So this was 100% a hit. Besides the fact we saw it and know it's a hit. 100%. There was a message on the damn bullet. There was a message on the bullet, fam. The bullets. So they want people to know it's a hit. The at-large, who writes fucking words on bullets? Like, that's only in movies, fam. The at-large, that was a message to all of the other people that might be ready to snitch. Obviously, the at-large suspect who gunned down UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside a Midtown hotel may have left a message on the bullets he used to kill the executive Wednesday morning, according to police sources. The NYPD is investigating the possible message, which appears to include the words deny, depose, and defend. Who said that? Yeah, I don't remember when Kamala Harris said that, do you? Where's Kamala Harris, that speech that Kamala Harris gave? Look!
Vice President Harris, former President Trump, both hit battleground states in the West. I want to go back to our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Good morning, Mary.
George, good morning again. Well, the road to the White House leading both candidates out here to these critical western states, courting key constituencies, especially Latino voters. Overnight, Kamala Harris leaning on superstars J-Lo and legendary Mexican rock band Maná to help get out the vote. She is also, of course, courting women to help get her across the finish line. And this morning, she is seizing on Donald Trump's new comments. The former president promising to protect women, quote, whether the women like it or not. Harris calling those comments offensive, saying Trump does not believe women should have the agency and authority to make decisions about their own bodies. And overnight, Trump speaking alongside Robert F. Kennedy Jr. pledging
everything. I don't want to keep playing that lie. They just lie about everything, like about everything. Kamala Harris gave her speech. Remember when she finally gave the speech? Finally. She lost. She didn't speak to her people. And then the very next day, or the day after, she gave a speech. Do y'all remember? Look, concession speech. Look, they're erasing it. I can't show you my pen. We ain't doing that. I know what I'm talking about, fam. She said that in her speech, fam. I told y'all she said it in her concession speech. And what did they pop up on there? Concession speech. Told y'all. Facebook, and I'm not gonna show you my password and all that shit. Somebody find her concession speech. I'm gonna look for it to see if I got it. I might have it. I'm gonna look for her concession speech. Somebody find that shit and send it to me as soon as you can, anytime today. In her concession speech, she said that. She said deny, depose, and defend. Y'all better wake up, fam. Y'all believe y'all on the right side of this conversation. I promise you, you not. I promise you. How could you be on the right side of a conversation that talks about abortion in any way other than the way that God talks about it? How could you be on the right side of any conversation that discusses something in the exact opposite way? Not just different, but the opposite way that God wants it. How could you be on the right side of that conversation? I'm only talking to people who believe in God. I'm not talking to atheists. I'm not talking to people who don't believe in God. How can you be on the right side of a conversation when your position is a complete contrast of what God says that he wants? And I'm going to need Democrats who believe in God to explain this. All of you pastors and preachers that didn't tell y'all people that they cannot vote for Kamala Harris if they believe in God, you're part of the problem. And I have zero respect for your whatever you're doing in the church. Zero respect. If you are a person that follows the Most High, it's God first. It's always God first. It's not our opinion, and then if it falls in line with what God wants, then we do that. It's always God first. The problem isn't sinning as much as not admitting to the sin and allowing and trying to change your sinful ways. You do know that we're just supposed to be trying to change our sinful ways. We all sin. We're human. Every single human that it was born is incapable of committing zero sin. It's literally part of being human. And that's one of the reasons why we're not supposed to hold grudges, because everyone sins. But that is why we are supposed to remove people from our lives, because everyone sins. And there's certain people who are going to sin in a manner that is going to affect you, and they're never going to be able to change that behavior because that's who they are. So if you don't want to be affected in that way, you have to remove them from your presence, or vice versa. Period. This is not hate speech like what Democrats do. You didn't vote for Trump, then, pardon me, you didn't vote for Biden, then I'm never going to talk to you again. Imagine that. Y'all motherfuckers don't vote for Kamala Harris. Y'all Democrats voted Biden into office, who literally destroyed our country, and you're trying to tell us y'all know what's the best thing to do? Y'all voted for the dude that let all of the illegals in without people even finding out who they were before they came in the house. And y'all want us to believe in you. Y'all guys was the ones that was pushing the jab, that now it's coming out across the board that all the jab was a bioweapon. I haven't discussed this with y'all, so I'm going to give it an opportunity. I'm going to write jab. I'm going to write vaccine. Just so we can be clear. Bioweapon. Look how far back they knew it. 2022. Severe acute respiratory syndrome. Still, hold on, I'm not sure what that's saying. Vaccine, bioweapon. They knew as back as 2023. So they knew. Could be a bioweapon. They knew in 2021. It literally has the HIV, parts of the HIV in it, just so we could be clear. Bioweapon. What up, Too Bad, Too Silly? I've been watching your jump off. You still a cutie. I'm kind of pissed off when I came out to Vegas, you didn't pull up and say hi to the brother. We could have hung out. But look, vaccine, bioweapon. Notice, I only put vaccine, bioweapon. That's it. I didn't say what vaccine it was. Why is it COVID-19? COVID-19. Why is that all over here? All I did was put bioweapon. I didn't even vaccine and bioweapon. That's it. I seen you got a little one now. I would have said, yo, you should come to New York and hang out with me for a while. But I seen you got a little one now, so you know they can't travel. So why are the Democrats so busy still trying to get y'all to take the vac? They still trying to get y'all to take the shit. Hold on. I'm going to put. Hold on. So Japan wants to sue these people? So Japan wants to sue these people. And just so we could be clear, I'm going to put C-19 just so we could be clear. She's 9. Yeah, it was a long time ago since I saw you. It was a long time ago since I saw you. You been gone a minute. Look. 2020. So they been new. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm gonna put lawsuit. Just because you try to explain stuff to these dudes, these Democrats, but they ignore all the facts, so you can't really talk to them. They ignore all the facts. They only gonna talk about whatever, like anything that's a fact. They're gonna ignore it. They only gonna talk about how they feel, their opinion, stuff they seen on The View. Look, Japan wants to sue niggas over this. Look. The shots have a microchip in them, allegedly. The vaccine itself will give them the thing, allegedly. That's myths and facts. So that's all crazy. We don't want to look at what they talking about. But look, these guys said nanoparticles. Tiny lipid droplings. This is extremely important right here. That's a protein, I believe. So they just giving you these guys are the worst, man. In any regard, let me go backwards. We're about to go down a whole different thing, and y'all know I do that all the time. I'm trying to stay on target. But look, Japan is suing niggas over this shit. And over here in America, you still got people you're gonna see on the street. Oh shit, was I on the right one? Look, Japan is suing people over this shit. I closed it already. Japan is suing over. I just want to just make this a little bit more clear. Look, Japan is suing over the C-19 jump off. They're suing. I just want to be clear on this for the people that don't get it. Let's click on this one. No, we're not going to click on this one. Y'all guys want me to do stuff. I'm not doing any of those things. I don't even look at the rooters no more. However you say that, I don't pay no attention to them. I've caught them in too many lies, propaganda. Too much propaganda. That's crazy. So Japan is just suing people. Japan is just suing people. Shit, I ain't got no girl. You coming to New York City, holla at me. We'll go out. We'll do some things. We'll stay in. We'll do some things. She's a cutie. And a lot of times, niggas just be looking for women that's gonna pull up. And I'm not saying this is her situation. I haven't seen her in years. But a lot of times, niggas just be wanting to find a woman that's gonna pull up and be a wife. Y'all be trying to pull up and be a boss bitch. Niggas just be wanting a nigga to be his wife. Niggas be like, and then chicks be like, yo, why you cheated? Because he wanted a wife. You was a boss bitch. It didn't work. And you gonna tell them, I want a wife, I don't want a boy. They're gonna think you lying. They not gonna believe you. I promise you, they're not gonna believe you. They're gonna think you lying. Why is it raining so hard? And windy as fuck outside. Oh, that's snow. This yeah, nigga just be wanting a chick that's gonna. Y'all be trying to be boss bitches. That's why y'all gotta go deal with broke niggas or niggas that don't have no ambition. You understand what I'm saying? You don't got no choice. Niggas that got ambition, they want a woman that's gonna help them do what they're doing, and we can work together. So niggas like that is literally looking for women that is gonna help them do the thing that they're doing. Y'all want to be boss bitches, so that means that y'all gotta go find a nigga that he want to live off of a bitch. That's the only way that's gonna work. And there are a ton of women out there that prefer the nigga to live off of them, so they can control the dude. So it is what it is. You go out there and look for what fits your needs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they boss bitches are masculine. Yeah, man, nobody want that. I like femininity. I like softness. I mean, if she also plays sports, that's dope. But females can play sports and be feminine. This is a whole lie that y'all think that y'all gotta be masculine when y'all play sports. No, you don't. I used to play hoop. I used to hoop with this chick, back in the day, and she was feminine as hell. She was decent at basketball. She wasn't good. She was decent, but she was feminine as hell. See, that's what a nigga be looking for. He be looking for simple, like, chicks that don't want too much. Nowadays, you be dating abroad, they want, like, there's no peace. Like, as soon as everything get good, now they figure out something else that is going to take away your peace. The hell? I want to live in peace. I want zero of those things. Zero problems. I want zero problems. I want zero problems. I want zero problems. Chicks be crazy. And it is what it is. But like I said before, there's a lot of dudes out there that's giving women that want to live off of women. Like, I might not be rich, but I'm never trying to live off of nobody. You know what I'm saying? I might not have all the funds in the world, but I'm not. If I don't want to be with a woman that I don't find attractive. So it don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter how much influence you got. It don't matter what you got going on with yourself. If I don't find you attractive, I wouldn't do that to you. Because I'm never going to be able to love you the way that you deserve to be loved if I can't love you. If I don't like the way you look, how could I love you the way you need to be loved? Like, I know I can't do that. So why would I put anybody through that? That don't make sense. That's selfish. Rugi Hauser says, I know we're off on a tangent right now. Rugi Hauser says, you can't handle me. What the fuck to handle? I don't want to be with no woman I got to handle. That don't make sense. We supposed to be teaming up and handling shit. I'm not supposed to be attempting to handle you, and you're not supposed to be attempting to handle me. What kind of shit is that? Niggas is backwards. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to myself. I wouldn't do that to no woman. I just wouldn't do that to nobody. Like I told you, I was having a conversation with somebody that I know the other day, and they said, you know, basically the issue is that I'm not a street nigga. Like, I'm not, like, I don't want to be a drug dealer. I'm not doing stupid shit in the street. I'm not running around trying to fight niggas. I don't do none of the street nigga shit. But in the black community, they don't respect you if you're not stupid enough to throw your life away over nothing. So that's the issue I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to throw my life away over nothing. But in the black community, if you're not willing to throw your life away over nothing, don't nobody respect you. You got to just be willing to die over nothing. You got to be ready to go to jail over nothing. You got to be willing to just, all of the worst things happen to you over nothing. And that's what we appreciate in the black community. That's what we celebrate. Foolishness and ignorance. So that's why I don't never expect for black people to ever appreciate me. Not for nothing. I love us. I'm never going to stop trying to speak out for us, because most of my content is speaking out for us if you don't get it yet. I'm never going to stop doing that. I'm never going to stop trying to donate my time to the community. Shoot me a line on Instagram so I don't have to go looking for you. Say what's up. Shoot me a DM on Instagram so I don't got to go looking for you. Do that. So I would just totally off track. So yeah, so we shouldn't be needing to handle each other is the point I'm trying to make. Like, that don't make any sense. I just would never do that. And as much as shit, I'm conflicted. So the other day, for everybody that know, periodically I smoke weed. I smoked weed the other day, and I think that the people put some weirdo shit in the weed. I'm not sure what to do about it now. I'm thinking about going and getting the kit from the police and going and buying some more and then checking the shit for fucking, to see if they put something. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. I'm so serious you cannot even imagine. Yeah, so I'm thinking about going and testing the shit. And then if it pops out that these niggas is putting shit in the shit, these people need to go. You already have a product that people are going to buy anyway, and you putting shit in it? What kind of sense does that make? Drugs sell themselves. Weed sells themselves. Are you just getting the most trash weed you could possibly get and then putting other drugs into it? It'd probably be less expensive to just get a slightly better weed than trash weed. Just saying. And just so we could be clear on my position, I number one think that the mayor should first go after all of these shops that are selling weed that's laced first. And then after that, see the people who have not got caught selling laced weed or don't sell laced weed. And then we'll decide on which ones of those can get licenses. I think that they need to start giving out licenses a little bit more freely, just so we can be clear. And I think that they need to just have a part of the police unit in New York City that goes around and tests weed spots. Even if they're not have a license yet, they're not trying to bust them. They're just trying to make sure that they're not putting fentanyl and everything else in the weed. That's what I think that they should do. That's caring about the people. That's the government saying, you know what, we know that people are doing some things that are illegal, but we're going to go after the people who are doing it the worst first. And then after that, we'll decide what we're going to do with the rest of the people. That even though they were breaking the law, they weren't hurting the community. That part. Yeah. I think we should just start exposing all of the people who do that. Absolutely everyone, every last one of them. I don't give a fuck about snitching. That's the lie that's the thing that they tell you to get you to not care about your community. That's the thing that they tell you. So when you have the people in your community destroying the community, they keep destroying it. There's people out there that might be selling weed illegally, but they not putting nothing in it. I'd rather those people win than the people that's selling the weed illegally and putting shit in it. I don't want them to win at all. The other niggas, let them win. Them niggas, I don't want them niggas to win. Imagine going to the store thinking that you buying weed. Niggas lace your shit, so now people think that you smoke shit other than weed. Because you just couldn't tell that your shit was laced. Because you don't use no other drugs, so you don't know how it feels to be on other drugs. Just imagine that for one moment. Just imagine that for one moment. What the fuck is this? Sorry, doing that thing real quick. If I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget. I already know that I am. I'm trying to look for Homegirl's IG. I don't think I had her on IG. I think I had her on Instagram. I mean, I don't think I had her on Instagram. I think I had her on what you call that other app, but I don't have it on my phone no more. So. I be not trying to talk to females in the neighborhood because I just got so much hate out here that I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm just honest with you. I just assume that if I try to date somebody out here, they gonna line me up. I'm just being honest with you. And they keep walking past me calling me a faggot, so I don't trust none of them. I don't trust none of them. None of them. I got walk past people all day calling me gay. I don't trust none of y'all because one, I'm not gay, so you just insulting me. So that means that you're trying to manipulate me. So therefore, I don't trust you. I don't know how y'all trust people that try to manipulate y'all. Like, I just can't do it. I'm just being honest with you. I just can't do it. When somebody tries to manipulate me, I just can't trust them. Wild part is I saw her page just the other day because she posted. We're about to get out of here anyway. Anything else y'all want to talk about before I leave? I gotta put some commercials up because I be wanting to put commercials up when I'm doing this type of bullshit. I be trying to have y'all like looking at commercials so you're not looking at me doing nothing. So I'll be trying to get some commercials. I gotta get some commercials up on here. I don't got no commercials right now. I'm about to walk outside. I'm about to have weirdos following me around trying to harass me. Like that's literally what's about to happen. Shit's bananas. I don't know. It's just raining. Shit's just bananas. I hate this. I'm going to say something. So Dr. Umar tells some college students R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and Diddy didn't go to prison for sex crimes. They went to prison for standing their ground. And I want to say this. I don't know about Bill Cosby, so I'm going to take him out of this conversation, just so we could be clear. But as far as R. Kelly and Diddy has the concern, every time y'all say shit like this, it's like y'all okay with black people being, you know, used. You're okay with what R. Kelly did to those black girls. You're just mad that they arrested him because, you know, the reason why they actually decided to arrest him was a bullshit ass reason. But that don't mean that he didn't deserve to be off of the fucking streets. I don't think it's okay what he did, what he did to those children. I don't think it's okay what he did to those women. Now, if a consenting adult decides that they want to live in bondage, it is what it is. You're consenting. But when you have teenagers whose brains aren't even developed, when you have people who don't want to live that way, they just can't get out and escape, I got an issue. And Diddy's situation, I don't even know how you could even throw him in there. That was bananas. These niggas is weird. These niggas be weird. I don't know what to tell you. I gotta wait for her to add to the story. Niggas is weird, man. Niggas is weird. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, it's going on 11. I already told you around this was around the time that we was gonna get off. I do not know if we're gonna be doing a Tonight Show. We will. I'm getting information that we will be getting a monitor. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be soon. Also, shout out to Coach Knight. So I bought a weight bench and shit, and Coach Knight is gonna shoot me the weights that I need for the weight bench. So I'm gonna get the workout again. So shout out to that. I'm gonna be able to get back on my workout regimen and work out on a daily basis again. That's gonna be dope. Oh man. So shout out to Coach Knight. Wonderful dude, dope dude, doing a lot in the community, doing a lot for us over here. We definitely appreciate him. And I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody have a blessed day. Go out in the world, please. Do something worth doing. Do something where somebody else benefits other than just yourself. And stamp God's name on it. Let people know that you come in the name of God. It's just not enough of that happening nowadays. People are coming in the name of every other thing. I don't go anywhere in the name of Trump. Don't go anywhere in the name of Kamala Harris. Don't go anywhere in the name of the Republicans or the Democrats. Go everywhere in the name of God. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. That's all I got on this one.
Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.